So today we're going to be covering co-branding with QualityPro. So this is information that we try and get out to all accredited companies because you work so hard to earn and maintain the QualityPro credentials, both the accreditation for your company and the service certifications, that it's really important to also utilize the brands in your marketing once you've earned them. So we're going to do high level what co-branding is, and then we're going to dig right into the tools that QualityPro has available and where exactly you can go to get them. So what is co-branding? In short, co-branding is tying two brands together in a mutually beneficial way. So when I think about co-branding, one of the first examples that comes to my mind is the Olympics. There's a lot of Olympic partners that talk a lot and are very proud about being an Olympic partner. And of course, the Olympics are strengthened from this partnership as well. So in this scenario, a pest management company would be Coca-Cola, and QualityPro is that universal brand that there's a benefit to tying yourself with, like the Olympics. And pictured on this screen is an example of co-branding that's happening. This is a pest control vehicle, and you can see on the back fender right above the rear tire, you see the certification marks, the QualityPro decals are being used. And so that's just a very simple example of co-branding. And there are so many ways that you can utilize the QualityPro logos, and we're going to be covering those today. Why you might want to co-brand with QualityPro is that it does give your brand a boost. It puts your program, your company, and the services you offer and your employees on a national scale. The QualityPro standards are accepted throughout the pest management industry as the standards for professionalism, and any size company can meet these standards and prove that they are meeting the national standards. In our industry, we certainly have technician licensing, which is important for the folks who are going to be doing the work, but that doesn't say very much about the company and its operations and procedures, and that's where QualityPro comes in. So it is a voluntary credential, but most industries you'll find do have some credentialing program that allows the industry to set standards for itself and recognize companies that meet those standards. And that's what QualityPro is for the pest management industry. And so some words that we use when talking about QualityPro to potential customers are that QualityPro accredited companies are proven professionals, that you're trustworthy, and that you're trained. And some of the standards that link to these words and help us be confident in saying these things is that there are 16 standards that define professionalism, and technicians are well vetted through a hiring process that includes drug testing and criminal background checking and reference checking. Your company has a safety program, you've got insurance in place, your vehicles and uniforms are professional and maintained, truthful and ethical advertising, and of course our service certifications meet national standards as well. So QualityPro is the company level, and those 16 standards need to be met, and then a company can go on and earn certifications for services. And we've got public health for rodent or mosquito, GreenPro, schools, and food safety. And certainly if you have those sorts of services, like you do work in schools or you work in food processing and handling facilities, or you want to prove that your, for example, rodent management programs are meeting national standards, these service certifications are available. So I'm not going to talk a lot about specifically utilizing the service certifications, but in all of these places where we talk about using the QualityPro logos, keep in mind that the service certifications are there as well, and you may have some customers that find those service certifications to be the most relevant thing. One example that comes to mind on that is LEED certified buildings. That the IPM credit within LEED mentions GreenPro specifically. So those commercial accounts are going to be caring specifically about GreenPro. And I've also heard of a lot of school accounts that are looking for QualityPro school certified service. So in those, in your bid packages, you're definitely going to want to co-brand and use our information there. And we'll be getting to how you do that. After it lets me forward the slide. There we go. So in the handout section of this webinar, and for those who are listening to the recording, we will have these handouts included next to the recording and attached to the follow-up email. You will see it that one of the handouts is a co-branding checklist that you can download. In this presentation, I'm going to be going through some of the sections within that co-branding checklist and highlighting some examples within it. And then later on, we're actually going to go into the websites, and I'm going to show you exactly where you can find these resources and how to utilize them. So the first stop is thinking about your company website. So we're wanting to put the QualityPro logo and any earned service certifications on your website. And we do recommend that you build a featured company page on the QualityPro website. And here are some examples here that then you link to from the logo on your website. And I'll show you an example later on of these featured company profiles. They're available to any accredited company, and there's a lot of links back to your company's website from these pages. And so it's a nice circular loop. You've got the logo on your website, it links to the page about you on our website, and then that page links people right back to your company. So those are some considerations for your website. I've also seen companies that make a whole page on their website talking about QualityPro, and we're certainly here to help you if you wanted to create text for that kind of a page. Or you may have in your website a section of certifications and accreditations or affiliations where you're putting the logos of all the national programs you're a part of. So QualityPro, Better Business Bureau, and then membership programs like NPMA. I often see that out there, logos in that sort of area right on the home page of a website. Pause there and just take a quick peek. And there, oh. Mary Beth, are you able to hear me? I see your question there. I just want to make sure you're able to hear me. Griffin, I see your request. Sorry about this. Been using Zoom too much. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Beth. All right, moving on from the website. Now we're moving into your office. So in your office, there are opportunities to show proudly that you are a QualityPro accredited company to your employees. And I think this is important because it is the nature of our industry that people do move around, or later on in their career, they may start up their own company. And the employees may have earned a certificate of completion from the QualityPro exam as a function of being one of your employees. But if they don't know the context of what that means, they take that and may think in the future that they're QualityPro certified or something like that, when they don't grasp that it's a company level accreditation program. And so in order for clarity for your employees, and also we're going to be talking about, you want to empower your employees to talk about your QualityPro accreditation to customers, it's great to just have the information right up in your public spaces. Certainly hanging the annual certificates that we mail out each year and can make available electronically. Next year, we are going to have an electronic system that you can go down and download those at any time. But having those physical copies up on the wall is a common practice that I see. And we've also designed this employee poster that summarizes the 16 standards and just kind of talks about what it means to work for a QualityPro certified company. In today's day and age, recruitment is a hot topic, and I have seen numerous instances of employees looking for a QualityPro accredited company to work for. They know that means something about your company, that it's a professional company. So we encourage you to think about co-branding with QualityPro, even when you're advertising to potential employees. And when you welcome someone into your office for an interview, having it be obvious right there in the office that you are a QualityPro accredited company and what that means about you. Really having it be part of your company culture. And a couple more ideas of where to put the logo. So we talked about your website, putting them on your business cards, the logo images themselves. We've got a bunch of different versions, which I'm going to show you. Social media, anywhere you are, we have samples, share images that you can use. Your email signature line, your vehicles, your uniforms. And for vehicles and uniforms, we do have decals and patches available for sale, and we'll send out the order form as a follow-up. But you're welcome and encouraged to download the high quality image file from QualityProTools.org and just share that with the company that does your fleet design or does your embroidery, and have that incorporate into what they do for you. We're not in the business of making a ton of money off of decals and uniform patches or anything like that. It's much easier, and I think it looks more streamlined when you build it right into your designs, and you're welcome to do that as long as you're following our branding guide, which I'll talk about in a sec here. Obviously, your marketing materials that you're giving to customers, mention QualityPro, use the logo, stationery you have, and if you do billboards, newspaper ads, areas like those, it's great to include QualityPro as well. This is just an example. I'm going to show you the marketing toolkit itself, but files like this are available. And you can see you can customize information about your company and have this be a social share image. So this, for example, the actual file in the toolkit is sized as a Facebook social share image. So you could customize it easily, save it as an image file, and post it to Facebook, maybe with a bit of your story about why your company has chosen to earn and maintain QualityPro accreditation. If you want any help with any of that, we are here for you. That's one of Griffin's main roles is watching social media, and he's there to help you out with that. I'm a bug lady, so that's not my specialty, but I'll try. And then for your customers, I mentioned this a little bit before, get a customizable bid letter from QualityPro. We send out a physical copy each January along with the physical certificates for your customers, for your office, but the electronic version, a fillable PDF, we're happy to create for you. And next year when we launch that new dashboard, you will be able to get access to your bid letter to download and use it anytime there. So you won't even have to email us for it. But if you don't have a copy of your bid letter, follow up from this webinar and send us an email to qualitypro@pestworld.org, and we're happy to shoot that over to you. These get tucked into any proposal that you're putting out, and it's basically a letter about us talking about QualityPro and what that means about your company. A third-party verification of your business practices. And we have seen that just including the bid letter in your proposals makes those purchasers or procurement professionals realize that this credential is out there and is something they should probably be asking for. And maybe when they put the bid out again, they'll make that a requirement, and that may help exclude some of your competition, which it's just a story I have heard play out in the industry. And I think anytime we can get our customers to look for and prioritize hiring a QualityPro accredited company, it's great for your companies, and it's also great for the industry, because that's a customer that recognizes and prioritizes professionalism in pest management. In the marketing toolkit that I'm going to mention, we've also got a script for radio ads and hold music, and we've got an iPad sales demo. There's a sales video you can get customized. Got press releases, email blasts, and then we also mentioned the QualityPro certificate. In addition to the bid letter, I've seen companies include a copy of the certificate itself in proposals or new customer packages. Taking a quick pause here to check questions. Okay. And then for your employees, I've also kind of hinted at this already. You want to have all customer-facing employees, so your sales and service folks, take the QualityPro exam at npmatraining.org. And we've run a couple webinars on this site and the testing standard, but if you have any questions with that, feel free to follow up. Make sure everyone has the QualityPro elevator pitch and talking points. We've got a model PowerPoint presentation that you can give to your employees that's about QualityPro to help you spread that messaging throughout your company. And we've also got a manager training course at npmatraining.org that your managers can take. It teaches them the best practices of supervising their peers and doing interviews and HR regulations, so it's definitely broad in those respects, but it does mention specifically some things about QualityPro and will help them understand what the accreditation is. And then same thing goes for the OSHA toolbox. It's something that we encourage everybody to use, and it kind of hints at some of the aspects of QualityPro. And another co-branding and just useful marketing thing that I have found is, especially companies that have names that overlap other companies' names in the industry, you'll get calls from customers in areas that you do not service. And so who you make referrals to is definitely impacts your brand. And some companies kind of maintain a list of companies they like to refer to. But if you're ever not sure of a company in someone's area, you can always send them to QualityPro.org, which I'm going to show you in a sec. And it has a zip code locator or postal code locator if someone's in Canada. And it's going to, the results are going to be QualityPro accredited companies. So at least you can be confident that the referral you're making is to another accredited company, which of course says something about their professionalism. So now we're going to take that tour that I've been mentioning there. We're going to go to the NPMA QualityPro.org website, which is the industry-facing QualityPro website. And then go to QualityProTools.org, which is the toolkit, the QualityPro accredited companies toolkit that everyone should have a login for when you apply for QualityPro. And then as you earn accreditations, different parts of that toolbox become available. Then we're going to hop over to QualityPro.org, and I'll show you that zip code locator. And then I'm going to go to npmapestworld.org, which is the NPMA website, just to show you where you can update your service area zip codes and company websites. And those updates will apply to both NPMA promotions of your company and QualityPro's promotions of your company. So it's important to keep your information up to date in those two locations. So first off, we are going to go to npmaqualitypro.org, and here we are on the home page. And one moment here. And I'm popping over the question pane just to make sure you all came with me as I transitioned out of PowerPoint. Looks like everyone can still see my screen. Okay. So here's the QualityPro homepage. As I mentioned, this is industry facing, so the target audience of this website are companies within the industry. Under About QualityPro, you see the featured companies area, and here's where you can see a whole bunch of these featured company profiles. So this is an example of a featured company profile that, again, we'd give you this URL, and you'd put the logo on your website and then link to this URL. Customers would come here and they'd be able to get back to your website. And then we're going over to Halt Pest Control there. So that's an example of the featured company page that I mentioned. And now we're going to transition over to QualityProTools.org. If you click here, it'll bring you to QualityProTools.org, but I've already logged in before starting this webinar. And everyone, again, each company should have access to QualityProTools.org. The person who initially applied for and we've worked with is the one who got the login. And so if you are in charge of marketing and you need the login, just shoot us an email and we'll make sure you get access. There's nothing company specific about this, so you could probably also ask the person at your company who does have the login and they could share. Within this, here's the OSHA toolbox that I mentioned. Forms and policies, this webinar, we're not talking about the standards and all of the templates available, but this is where you would find them. The one policy that I did want to call out that those of you who are in marketing and sales roles should probably be aware of is within US company policies, we do have model advertising guidelines, and it is pulling from all the different laws that are out there that relate to false misleading information. So here are those advertising guidelines and it's quite an extensive document, actually. See, I was over-prepared. So it's a 6-page document that goes into details on how advertising, and especially ones around environmental claims, are regulated by the FTC and EPA and your state pesticide regulatory agencies. So I'm not going to be diving in deep on this webinar, but I did want to make everyone aware that we have these advertising guidelines out there. These are not standards that QualityPro has created. We just want to make sure companies are aware that all of these laws exist and you need to comply with them. We'll go ahead and attach those guidelines to the follow-up email we send out with the recording of this webinar. What we're focusing on today, of course, is the marketing area. So if your company is QualityPro accredited, this area gets unlocked. If you're in the application phase, then you're not going to have access to the marketing parts yet because you haven't earned the accreditation. But once you've earned it, these will be available, the ones that you've earned. The brand guide I'm going to get into in a second. And here is that featured company page instructions you can link to there. That featured company profile is simply a Word document that gives you the prompts that we use to build those pages out. I will attach that in an email following up with the recording of this webinar, but I also wanted to show you where you can download it right within QualityProTools.org. And here also is where you get access to the logos themselves. If you haven't earned the logo yet, then it will show a lock. Once you've earned it, we unlock it on the back end for your company, and then it will show up. You can see we've got high quality versions of these. The EPS files, they're going to be the highest quality version. So if you're working with someone on your vehicles or your uniforms, that's probably what they're going to want. But for a lot of your purposes, you may be able to get by with one of these JPEG or PNG file types. So we have a handful of the versions of the logos available here. But now we're going to pop over to that brand guide so I can show you all of the examples of the different approved versions of the logo. So brand guide is short and sweet and gives a lot of very succinct guidelines for how to use the logo. So down to the size recommendations, how to have it on the background, the primary fonts, the actual colors that you can use that mesh well with our brand. So in swooping through here, referencing is in copy. Try not to use the term QP. Make sure Q and P and QualityPro are always capitalized. And make sure that you're referring to QualityPro in terms of a company, QualityPro accreditation or QualityPro accredited. It's not a membership program, so it's not something that's just pay to play like a membership program. It is an accreditation program, and using those words does carry a little more weight with your consumers. And I think those are the ones that I wanted to highlight in there. So here you can see the logo. We want to have a little area of isolation around it so that it stands out. So if you are co-branding with us and putting your logo, you want to have a little cushion between your logo and ours. And here's some examples of things that you should not be doing, moving things around and changing the size or changing the color. And having the consistency of the brand image across the country helps consumers nationwide recognize this brand that our industry is putting forward. So the more it's tweaked and changed, the less consumers are going to lock onto it and do that. And we're not going to have a deep brand penetration in the consumer market. So you guys are all by co-branding, helping that brand get out there, and having that consistent use just makes it a stronger brand for your marketing efforts. There's some examples of different backgrounds, and here for those of you who are in your marketing departments, you may nerd out over this. I know we love it. Here's the exact specifications on the colors that are in the brand palette. And here you can see some of the different versions that we have available. So for example, the public health service certification logo, we have different versions available, but only 4. You can see we've changed it a little bit, but we didn't change the color completely or skew the ratios or anything like that. So again, on QualityProTools.org, in that logos section, there are samples of a bunch of samples of the logos. But if there's some variation here that you see that you want to get the file type for, just shoot us an email. So having that solid background, the black and white version, or the plain no shading, and then this one has shading. I believe the ones we've got available online are the ones that are shading. Those are the ones we try and use the most. But there are uses where these just look better for that use. So we have those available. And then if you earn all the service certifications and it's just looking cluttered on your website, having all these different shields, we do have the icons available as well. And this is just a cleaner way of demonstrating all of the different service certifications that your company has earned in a more compact space, but still being consistent. You know, these are the only icons, and this is the only way we have to kind of abbreviate and make smaller icons. And then the fonts, if you want it to look good with the logo, and some samples on stock images. So that's a quick overview of our brand guide. All companies received a copy maybe 2 years ago when it came out. We've sent it out in a couple of different ways, but it's in QualityProTools.org. We'll send it out as an attachment with the recording. We try and push that as much as possible, especially for companies that don't have a dedicated marketing department, or for a company that works with a graphic designer. Having this brand guide that really spells out what colors to use, what font to use, exactly how to use the image. We tried to make it very, very simple to co-brand right. So transitioning from that, under marketing collateral, I mentioned that all these different places that you could use the logo, like social media and your business cards and all of that. All of those are housed here in the marketing collateral area, and the overarching guidance for that is in the marketing toolkit, which if you click there, you get here. And the marketing toolkit, again, easy to use, very understandable. It's going to go through guidelines and give you the exact text for radio, outdoor advertising, print advertising, online advertising, putting out a press release, having your email signature, having an email blast, your business cards, stationery, iPad, all of these things are included in here. And then they reference the files themselves. So here's the script for radio, here's, I think it goes into, there's a sample of the billboard. This 8.5 by 11 PDF document though, you couldn't like take a screenshot and make that your billboard. What you're gonna want from us is the actual file. So in the marketing toolkit, we've got these files, and I just wanted to show you an example. This is what's at QualityProTools.org. You can download and open up. It's a PowerPoint file with the graphics built right in that then you can update with information about your company. So again, making this marketing collateral really easy to use for anyone. You would update it here and then save it as the right image file type and share it with the folks who are helping you market. And the marketing, it really spells it right out what you need to do. So download the PowerPoint, edit it, export the ad as a JPEG, and we even spell out how to do that. So try to hold your hand as much as possible there. There's the press release, an example for an email signature line. We do have this version of the logo where it says accredited by QualityPro to make it even clearer for your customers in the signature line. and you'll see examples there. But again, in QualityProTools.org under Marketing Collaterals, where you can download all of these different files themselves. For your office, as I mentioned, that workplace poster, and here is the PowerPoint that you can give to your employees to talk to them about QualityPro. We've got a couple of different sizes for that workplace poster. And then the bid letter that gives you basically just instructions to email us to get the customizable version. So that is QualityProTools.org. Any questions on that? Taking a quick peek to the questions pane. Looks like we're all caught up there. Okay, now we're going to transition over to QualityPro.org. So QualityPro is also talking about your company. So you're talking about QualityPro and what it means to your company, and we're talking about you. So QualityPro.org and PestWorld.org are the two websites that the Professional Pest Management Alliance, PPMA, maintains. PestWorld.org and QualityPro maintains QualityPro.org. Both have Find a Pro features that are driven by zip codes. And then QualityPro has a couple of other ways to search. On PestWorld.org, here is the zip code locator. Again, this website is maintained by PPMA. So I'm just going to do a quick search here, random zip code. These companies that have boxes up here are companies that have paid to support PPMA, who runs this website. Any NPMA member who's not supporting PPMA is also going to show up here. And any company, regardless of supporting PPMA or not, is going to get that QualityPro icon if they have earned it, and with a little description of what that is for our industry. So if you're interested in learning more about pestworld.org, certainly reach out to us and we'll put you in touch with Cindy Manis at PPMA. QualityPro.org is the consumer-facing website for QualityPro. And as you can see, it has the same functions in terms of being a zip code, having a zip code locator to find companies, but ours only searches QualityPro accredited companies. So only companies that have earned QualityPro accreditation are going to show up. And then if you have a certified service, those are going to show up underneath in that certified services area. I'm going to show you in a moment where this phone number pulls from, where the email pulls from, and where the website link pulls from, and how to update those for your company. And you can see on the QualityPro website, we also have a company name search. So if a customer knows their company's name and wants to see, they're able to do that, and an alphabetical listing. So that does take some pressure off of companies for maintaining their list of zip codes with NPMA. Now customers can go to QualityPro.org and verify their company is QualityPro, regardless of whether the company has an updated list of zip codes. But if a customer is listening to our promotions and just looking for a company in their area, they're going to type in their zip code, and you really want to make sure your company is findable that way. So with that, I wanted to show you how to do it. So NPMA and QualityPro and PPMA all share one database, and that database, it backs npmapestworld.org, which is the NPMA website. And where you want to go from here is you're at the main page, and you're going to go into Member Center, update your profile, and then you're going to log in. And there's basically two levels of credentials with the NPMA database. Either you're a company administrator or you're not. And the default is that you're not a company administrator. So someone at your company is a company administrator, and multiple people can be company administrators. So oftentimes it's folks who are in HR roles who would be maintaining your employee list, might have the company administrator credentials, and then folks who are responsible for marketing and maintaining that list may want it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I have given myself the administrator privileges for this company. And this is the member center where you'll come into. Everybody who has an account with NPMA, and any employee of an NPMA member company or a QualityPro accredited company can have access. And if they, in fact, if they registered for the QualityPro exam, they automatically get a profile here. This will all look the same for everybody. And under Member Center, all of this will look the same for everybody. But the Manage My Group is unique to company administrators. So if you're going to update information about yourself or whoever logged in, that's where you update your own profile. So this is all information about me that I can update and I can save, and that is what NPMA knows about me, including topics that I'm interested in and my biography. I can see I put in a very simple biography there. You save your profile there. Everything under this Manage My Group area, it's always prompting you to add license and certifications. Everything under this Manage My Group area is about your company. So you can print your NPMA membership certificate. You can download the NPMA logo. You can see all of the information we have about your company. And this is the area that drives, when I showed you at QualityPro.org, the search result that had a phone number and an email address and a website. This is where that pulls from. So if what's showing up in the Find a Pros isn't right, you want to log in here and just click Edit and update that company email, the phone number, and the website, so it'll pull correct. That zip code locator, all this text is basically about that. What you want to do is download the Excel template. If you've never done this before, download this Excel template, and it's literally a one-page column. I'll go ahead and do it. We're very live demo here today. It's about the world's simplest Excel. And all you're going to do is get the list of the zip codes that you service and paste them in these cells. One zip code per cell just in this column. Save that file, don't even need to change the name, and then re-upload it here. Where you can check and see what zip codes your company has linked to is you go to View Branch Listing, and you may find that your company has a bunch of different branches in our system. This example company, which is NPMA, only has one. If you have multiple, they're going to show up underneath in like a hierarchy tree. But what we're looking at here is to view the service areas, and you can see NPMA is only showing up in 22030. So other companies, if your company services 100 zip codes, you should see 100 numbers here. And this is another area where you can find that Excel and upload it and update that list of service areas. So definitely something to check in on. Again, the QualityPro.org consumer-facing page does allow customers to search you by name, but for pestworld.org, which gets millions of visitors, and QualityPro.org, you do want to show up in as many of the zip codes as possible that you service. So I recommend companies do an annual check, just once a year, pop in here. Of course, if you expand into a whole new region, then you want to go in here and add those in, so we're driving more customers to your door. I think those are all the for the purpose of this webinar, I'm going to stay focused and not get into the View Employees area, but just know if you click there, you can start to dig in on all the people we have linked to your company and remove them and add more, and that creates NPMA member profiles and logins for them. Okay, coming down the home stretch here, back to the PowerPoint. Other examples of where we're promoting you, we work with procurement officers to talking to them about QualityPro and the importance of hiring an accredited company, and we do send out the bid prospects once a week. So someone at your company is getting those. LEAD, I already mentioned, is Prioritize Green Pro. That's just a couple of examples, especially in the commercial space, because commercial spaces are easier for us to kind of climb up to the top of and shout from the rooftop. So for example, going to the Building Owners and Managers Association conference and working with them, and going to the National Apartment Association and working with them. We have better capacity to get the brand out in those markets. We don't have, QualityPro is a small business. We don't have the ability to run a nationwide marketing campaign targeted at consumers. That pestworld.org website, that is what they do, and you see that the QualityPro brand is there. So it is getting done, but for the residential market, for your average homeowner, the best way for them to learn about QualityPro and value the professionalism of our industry is for your company to utilize the QualityPro brands in your marketing. Start talking about QualityPro, what that means about your company, and why the customer should care about only hiring a QualityPro accredited company. So with that, just a summary here, we are going to follow up with the recording of this webinar. I'll also attach a copy of the brand guide, the advertising guidelines, the co-branding checklist, the digital marketing toolkit, the featured company profile instructions, and the order form for the patches and decals. I've mentioned all of those in our last 40 or so minutes together. And a couple of these are in this webinar. For those of you who are joining us live, in the handout section of this webinar, you can download a couple of those items. But again, we'll attach them to the email that we'll follow up within a week on. So with that, I did want to draw your attention to the Safety Summit that's coming up. That's a hot topic right now. One of the many hot topics going on right now. But it is one of our newer meetings, so I wanted to draw attention to it because it's something that's near and dear to QualityPro. So with that, I am focusing entirely on the questions panel here. And I'm going to give everybody a minute to ask any questions you may have. Anything that you want clarity on, you're not sure how to find, something that you've seen that you want to know how you can get to. Going once, going twice. All right. I will take that to mean that I was very thorough in this webinar. I know it was fast, but we covered a lot of ground here. We'll send everything out soon. And Griffin and I are always available at qualitypro@pestworld.org. That email goes to both of us, and one of us will respond, and we're happy to help you out. And if what you found here today was really useful, but you're having trouble finding things, we're happy to hop on a shared screen webinar with just you and kind of give you a tour specifically for your company and work with you to co-brand. We really want to help your company co-brand and be successful and feel all of the benefits of having QualityPro accreditation. So we're here for you, and just let me know how we can help. With that, let everybody get back to their busy days. Thank you so much for taking the time and for all you do for the industry.